Welcome to ZoomTV, the show where we explore everything that flies, drives and floats and invite you along for the experience. Basically, we're going to give you some information and hopefully have a little bit of fun along the way. Now, today we're having a lot of fun because we're attending this live event at the Midvale Speed Dome, Custom Cars and Coffee.
Yeah, our events have always been traditionally for motor enthusiasts, so we've always tried to attract, family and classic car owners.
If you've ever wanted to be a pilot, you don't want to miss today's ZoomTV Rewind because I get behind the controls of my very own plane thanks to advanced cockpit flight training.
We're all the way up,
Speed's
Captain.
good, airspeed's increasing, power's good. We're safe to take off, just gently ease back on the nose.
Oh,
There we go. You're airborne.
Oh, that was me.
Fantastic.
I did that.
And of course, I'll be giving you details of other live events happening around the country, plus catching up with this week's City Toyota Celebrity Hitchhiker V8 Supercar driver James Moffat, son of the legendary Alan Moffat.
Yeah, look, they certainly are big shoes to fill, and it's a question I get asked a lot, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
So I hope you got your coffee ready because it's time to go exploring custom cars and coffee. Welcome to ZoomTV. Now, behind the success of every live event, there's someone working, well, really hard. I'm now with the man that has been working hard, Jason Fuller. How are you, Jace?
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. How are you?
Well, mate, I'm good. It's been a while. Now, tell us about the event. You used to be out at Freo in WA, and now you're here at Midvale. What's going on?
Yeah, look, at Freo, we totally outgrew the venue. As you can see by today, our numbers are right up now, so we need to look for another venue that was a little bit more suitable, and the Midland Speed Dome suits our needs very well.
Now, you started kind of humbly, few cars, and now you've got there's over 600 cars have been out here today?
Yeah, but it looks like we're well over the 600 mark today. It's a nice turnout, beautiful day.
Now, Jace, one of the things I keep telling people about live events is it's just a place to come and feel that community of what comes with owning a custom car.
Yeah, look, our events have always been traditionally for motor enthusiasts, so we've always tried to attract, family and classic car owners down to our events.
And that's the thing, you can see people who've just got that custom grin, everyone's smiling, everyone's mingling, and it's just a good vibe to come to these events. You run it really well.
Yeah, thank you. We've always tried hard to make it a all-in event, so we do get car owners, from classics to muscle cars, hot rods, right across the full gamut of the scene.
Now, Jace, one of the things I love about car events is there's no discrimination. You can have an old car, a new car, as long as you have that common passion, everyone just seems to have a ball.
Yeah, it's all about getting car enthusiasts together. Cars and Coffee is always just a come and go event where you bring your whatever car that you tend to enjoy and come down, enjoy a coffee and look at some other cool cars as well.
What would have to be your favourite car that's rocked up today? I'll keep it a secret, I won't tell anyone.
I think the yellow Lamborghini that turned up before with the twin turbo V8 in the back. It's probably my pick of the event.
I couldn't help but have a look in. I love what some of the people are doing with the cars now, with the airbrushing, and it's kind of like giving a car a tattoo. Just a little bit of an additional way of actually expressing what you feel.
Yeah, this particular one too, it's back to those classic 80s van era, so it's starting to become quite popular again now.
When can people come along and get involved?
Best thing is to jump onto our Facebook page, Custom Cars and Coffee WA, or you can also go onto our website, which is customcarsandcoffee.com.au.
It's that simple.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to go around and meet some owners a little bit later. Thanks very much for having us along.
Thank you.
I love my coffee, I love my classic cars. Now, if you love flying, after the break, I take to the skies in my very own plane, grab controls, thanks to the guys at Advanced Cockpit Flight Training. Whether you're searching for a top quality, new or pre-owned vehicle or a factory service with genuine Toyota parts, then City Toyota is your best option. Why? because they're one of the most awarded Toyota dealers in Australia. And as a 5-star customer service dealership, you can be sure the helpful and professional team at City Toyota will always find the right car for you, and importantly, at the right price, with the best possible service. To find out more, go to citytoyota.net.au. I'm now joined by the Chief Pilot here at the Advanced Cockpit Flight Training Centre, Trent Robinson. How are you, sir?
Good, Aaron. How are you going?
I'm good. Thanks for inviting us up. Now,
Pleasure.
What are we actually doing today?
Well, today Advanced Cockpit Flight Training is holding a public open day. The concept is really just to get people involved in aviation, expose them to the airport. No one really knows that Jannicot's here. People haven't heard of it before. Show them what Learn to Fly is all about, and to just show them some great aeroplanes out on display.
Now, I've known you for a few years, and I actually used to be a bit scared of flying.
Absolutely.
But you helped me, well, a lot scared of flying, but you helped me overcome that by actually, I suppose, teaching me what flight was about.
Yeah, well, that's one of the benefits we can do on a day like today, is do a trial introductory flight. Give them a chance to talk about it, get their hands on the controls, and to just go and experience flying on a beautiful day like today, and just get a bit more understanding of what's going on. They realise it's actually extremely safe.
Now, it is a beautiful day out there, so I'm hoping that I might be able to nudge you for a flight maybe later.
Pull a few strings, I think we can sort that out for you.
Now, I've seen a lot of nice old planes around, a little bit of history's out there, so days like this is really about letting people experience any form of plane, isn't it?
Well, that's right. We've got our basic training aircraft, just like the one we've got behind us here. New, up-to-date glass cockpit technology. Then we've got some of the older, what we call steam-driven or analog aircraft, which are still very commonly used. And then you've got the Air Force PC-9 trainer. Basically from the beginning, all different pathways, and of course up into the airlines, which is where some of our graduates will go as well. So we've got a nice cross-section here of old and new.
Okay. Now, some of the courses that you offer here, just talk us through them.
Yeah, well, we'll teach everything from recreational training for private pilot's license right through to the commercial training. So we can get you started. You'll be flying an aircraft all by yourself after about 12 hours of flying, right through the private license to about 50 to 70 hours, and then a commercial license, which you need to actually get employed as a pilot, around 150 hours.
Now, you must get told all the time that your job is amazing. You get to just take people out there and teach them how to fly.
Absolutely. It's a very rewarding job to take someone like yourself who starts off just terrified, and then get rid of that, and then there you are out there flying all by yourself. There's nothing like that. It's a fantastic feeling.
I don't know if I would have used the word terrified. I was just a little bit cautious.
That's right.
Well, mate, how about you go and see if you can pull some strings and get us up there in the clouds? What do you reckon?
Absolutely.
Okay, Aaron, that's us. So what we're going to do is move out onto the runway. You can grab onto the control column now. Okay, right hand on the throttle.
Yep.
Left hand on the control column.
Where?
Swap hands, right hand there.
There, yep.
That's it. Nice and smooth all the way forward.
Okay, let's go.
Yep, you're flying. There we go.
Okay, let's punch it.
Yep.
Woo!
Wow.
Am I all the way up?
Yep, you're all the way.
We're all the way up,
Speed's
Captain.
good. Airspeed's increasing. Power's good. We're
Okay.
safe to take off. Just gently ease back on the nose.
Oh,
There we go. You're airborne.
Oh, that was me. I did
Fantastic.
that. Okay. So as we're going up, I can actually feel the different currents of wind as well.
Yeah, there's a little bit of slightly different parcels of air. There's slightly different air pressure, and that's what we experience as turbulence. All right, so here we go. We're 500 feet, now 600 feet, so we can turn left. Look at that beautiful view of the city and the river.
Oh, that is spectacular. I can tell you, this is a surreal feeling, actually flying in a plane.
All right, now what we can do is use the trim, and that's going to hold the elevator at the back of the aircraft, just to take that load, and then you won't need to fly it very much at all.
Now, like most people at home, they would, obviously when you fly all the time on commercial jets like I do, or a little bumps like this are something you wouldn't really feel, but you really...
You find them a little bit more, but yeah, you certainly have a lot more sensation in these aircraft. That's why they're called light aircraft. They're not as heavy, so you do feel a little bit, but you soon come to understand what's going on. Okay, Aaron, all right, see the runway? So we're going to come around on to final. Look at that turn. Runway straight ahead. See how quick it is to pick up?
Yep.
All right, it's going to take a bit of that load off the stick. That's the trim at the back there for us.
Bravo,
All right, let's land this thing.
I'm landing it, mate. It's going to be... And touchdown, how was that, Captain?
10 out of 10, mate. Well done.
That was pretty good.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
As you've seen so far, there is heaps of passion at a live event, but I tell you what, nothing beats getting along and getting involved. Here are our 3 favourite live events happening around the country, thanks to United Fuel Injection. If you're in New South Wales, then it's time to start polishing up your pride and joy for the Shannon South Coast Nationals in Moria. With more than 160 custom-made trophies up for grabs for the best hot rods, customs, muscle cars, big rigs and plenty more, this is an event for true car lovers. Plus there's dyno comps, sound-offs, a career and trades expo and heaps of prizes and giveaways. It runs all weekend on the 29th and 30th of August at Moria High School. To find out more, jump on to southcoastnationals.com.au. If you're down in Victoria, grab your dad for Father's Day for the Show and Shine hosted by Repco Hoppers Crossing. Open to all makes and models of classics, vintage, veterans, cruisers, lowriders and anything else that rules the streets. You can have a great Father's Day for a gold coin donation and it all goes to charity. It's all happening at the Foresight Training Grounds on Saturday the 29th of August. Look them up on Facebook to get involved. And if you're up in Queensland, the Rough and Tough Car Club has a charity car show that you can't miss. With a sound-off, burnout comp, swap meet, garage sale, not to mention a huge selection of amazing cars to check out, this event has something for the whole family. Get involved on Saturday the 29th of August at the Biggenden Showgrounds starting at 6 AM. Now, if you've got a live event coming up to do with anything that Zooms do, what the people here at Custom Cars and Coffee did, jump on our website, tell us about the event and we will give it a plug. We might even come along. All you've got to do is go to zoomtv.com.au, fill in the event details, upload some videos, maybe some pictures, and of course tell us about the event. Invite us along, we might come along, thanks to United Fuel Injection. Do you want to get more torque out of your diesel? Well, the team at United Fuel Injection can help. They're the experts in diesel fuel injection, turbocharging, vehicle performance and economy. So make an appointment today and get more torque out of your diesel. Go to unitedfuel.com.au.
Aaron, coffee for Aaron?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Well, that looks great. No, she can't. After the break, you better have your coffee ready because we're catching up with the owners of some very special cars here at Custom Cars and Coffee at the Speed Dome in Midvale. Now, no, I won't. Welcome back to Zoom TV. I've been exploring here at Custom Cars and Coffee and I've found some pretty cool cars. The owner of this 57 Chev. How are you? I'm Aaron. How are you?
Aaron, Rob, very well.
I love your car. I love the paint job. I love the style. I love the name. When you've got a Chevy, well, you're in an elite club.
I sort of like the 57 Chev from watching the movie Running on Empty, the Aussie movie, classic. That's where I got really into it and sort of wanted one for a long time. The opportunity came up, so my wife and I sort of decided, yeah, look, let's try and find one and do what I wanted to do, really. So this is a bit unusual, so, but yeah, I love it.
Well, tell us what you've done to it.
Well, it's very modified. It's run on a big block Chev with a 4-speed auto, running into a 9-inch Ford diff. So yeah, it's got custom interior, digital dash, the bucket seats are out of a Saab. Okay,
now what is it that you love about your car that gives you that smile?
Oh, I don't know, I suppose, you know, talking to people about cars, I like cars. First car I had when I was 14, so I think it was going to be one of those things. I was into cars and it was always going to be that way. And this sort of meet is great because there's such a variety of cars.
Yeah, it is. No,
so you just don't see the same car over and over.
Okay, well, I tell you what, that's why your car caught my eye. I love the paint job. Thanks. Did you get that done when you bought it, or was it done before?
The car was a wreck when I bought it. It was really rough. It was supposedly good, but it wasn't. So I did all the body work myself and then had a guy paint it.
Well, you've done a great job. Great
Thank you very much.
G'day mate, how are you? Do you own the big HQ?
Yeah, I do mate, yes. Jason.
Aaron Pitt, mate, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks mate.
Tell us about your car.
Well, basically 1973 HQ well-body ute. Come out with this particular model, 253, a Trimatic, painted in the beautiful Barbados green by my brother at First Class Panel and Paint. We've decked it out with a 355 stroker now and the T400 with a Borg Warner Commodore diff, packing about 460 horsepower at the fly.
I was going to say, have you had her up in the dyno?
Haven't had it on the wheel dyno, but had it engine dynoed, 456 at the fly currently.
Now, have you had her down in the track and just opened her up a little bit yet?
I have. Got it down on the whoop-ass Wednesday and run a 12.4 in it, but not much traction. So, look, I believe it's capable of 11 nines at least, and won't be happy until I get it.
Now, you've got to tell me, how did you come upon the HQ?
My wife used to be a 2IC manager at Target. She got paid a $3,000 bonus. What better way to spend it than on a brand new HQ for yourself? Look, she wasn't overly happy about it, but originally bought it, it was black, it was rustic, it was safe to say, sheepskin covers, all the jazz. Probably had it for about 8 years now, and wasn't pretty when we first got it. A lot of late nights, blood, sweat and tears, but look, yeah, it's paid off.
Well, it has paid off. You've got a beautiful car. Keep polishing it, okay? And keep looking after the classic cars that are coming back to life. You're doing a great job. Love the paint job.
Cheers, mate, thanks.
Mate, how are you?
Good, thanks, buddy.
I couldn't help but hear the rumble of your car. I'm Aaron, how are you?
I'm Rob, pleased to meet you.
Now, this is tiny.
It's cute.
How long have you had this, Rob?
This has been on the road since 1990.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Rob, give me the stats. Tell me about the engine. Tell me about the car.
All right, so the car's a 1929 Model A Roadster with a dicky seat. It's got a 400 cubic inch Chev engine in it with a Holly 700. It's got a turbo 350, Ford 9-inch. It's running disc brakes at the front, drums at the back. So all round simple package in the context of hot rodding. So no electronics other than electronic dizzy, which means you don't change your points. So it's clean, simple motoring, but a lot of fun.
And what is it that you love about it?
Well, it's topless.
It's topless. I'm gonna love anything topless, I tell you.
It's also got the benefit of the rumble seat in the back there.
Yep.
So
that's where you can chat the kids.
Kids were in there, and also because it's open, you could talk to one another, so that was all good.
I've heard a rumour that this baby is for sale.
It is for sale. It's unfortunately you can't have too many toys. I've got 3 other toys, which I need to let go of one of them, and this is the one I've got to let go.
You know what you got to do, Rob? Sometimes you got to get a friend and you got to say, you can play with my toys.
Yes, I've got lots of family who does that.
You've got to share your toys. That's what
I do share my toys.
Imagine the advertising, Rob down the side next to ZoomTV.
That's it. Well, how about we share it to ZoomTV for a fee every month?
Okay, there you go. You heard him say it. Now, Rob, I want to go for a spin. Before I do, I just want to remind people at home that if you've got a live event coming up, we want to know about it. All you've got to do is go to the website, click on Get Involved, go down to the events page, tell us about the event, send us some videos, maybe some pictures. We'll give it a plug, and you never know, like today, we might come along. Do you own something incredible that drives, flies or floats? Then we want to hear about it and maybe even have you on the show. All you have to do is film a short video under 2 minutes long about your car, your motorbike, your four-wheel drive, your boat or your plane and tell us just what makes it so great. Then upload your video to YouTube and email the link to imazoomaholic@zoomtv.com.au. You and your car could feature on the show all around Australia. Plus, if you're the member of a motoring enthusiast club and you've got an event coming up, let us know about it and you never know, we might come along. Welcome back to ZoomTV. I'm now joined by this week's City Toyota Celebrity Hitchhiker, James Moffat, V8 Supercar driver and son of V8 Supercar legend, Alan Moffat. Mate, we may as well talk about the obvious. Your father is one of the most successful drivers. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, look, they certainly are big shoes to fill, and it's a question I get asked a lot, but you know, I wouldn't change it for the world. Obviously, what Dad achieved throughout his career was an enormous amount, and certainly very proud of him.
You've kind of got an advantage other people don't have because I guess your father would constantly be providing you feedback, and his feedback would be well worth taking.
Yeah, he certainly does. You know, it's probably funny. When I first said to him when I was about 12 or 13 that I want to go-kart racing, he was pretty keen on me not doing that. So I think if I went to him and said I wanted to be a golfer or a tennis player, he would have been a bit more happy with that. But certainly over the last few years, getting into V8 Supercars, he's been a lot more supportive of it. And you know, I've been lucky obviously to have him by my side as I've been growing up, but also some great other people who have supported me along the way.
Okay, now you're having a great year and you're one of the inaugural drivers for Nissan, so there's a lot on your shoulders.
Yeah, well, I think the speed so far this year has been encouraging. There's been a lot of work in the off-season, but you know, we've just been caught up in some unlucky incidents. The clips are one, you know, on the last lap I was innocently involved in a crash between Whincup and Mostert, so that was frustrating because we had a good run going there and it would have set us up with some good solid points for the championship.
Now, I've got to ask, when you're on the track, I mean, obviously there's adrenaline, there's passion. When you have an incident that happens that you kind of don't, or feel responsible for. What happens? What happens?
Oh, I think your immediate emotion is frustration and disappointment, but at the same time, you just have to be aware that sometimes that happens in racing. You know, there's some things you can't control, and that was an incident, particularly at Clipsal, where I probably felt worse for the guys. You know, we'd done 77 out of 78 laps. We'd had a reasonably good weekend up until that point. The speed of the car was strong, and we were going to bank some solid points. And 2 corners from home, we'd get caught up in somebody else's accident, and the whole front of the car's written off. So it meant that my mechanics and the rest of the team had a huge amount of work to do that they probably didn't deserve to do. So frustrating start to the year, and probably not where we should be in terms of the points.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you now for the Fast Five. You ready for that?
I'm ready.
I'm going to drill you, see how you go. First car you ever owned?
My first car was a Mazda 323 panel van. I had it for about 18 months, and I tried my hardest to kill it, but happy to say I didn't.
Okay, what is your opinion of the worst car ever made?
Worst car ever made, this could get me in a bit of trouble, but my partner Leah, she had a Peugeot 206. Ooh. That was a terrible car.
What is your opinion of the best car ever made?
Best car ever made, I think that's probably hard to go past the Nissan GTR at the moment. That is a serious piece of machinery.
Okay, and what car do you currently drive?
I drive a Nissan Murano.
There you go.
So it's good to put my push bike in the back, and gets me around, so it's good.
Last question, your biggest fear?
Biggest fear would probably be not knowing what's going to happen next.
There you go. Deep. I like that. That's the first one we've ever got, mate. You've been a gentleman. I'm sure you're going to do really, really well, and I think you're going to be one of the champions in the Nissan, which would be a great thing to achieve.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. We're done and dusted. You definitely know the event. All done when the coffee man has to leave. Cheers. See you, Craig. I tell you what, if you've got an event coming up, we'd love to come along, or at least give it a plug. All you've got to do is jump on our website, zoomtv.com.au. Tell us about the event. We'll give it a plug. You never know. As I said, we might even come along. Until next week, bye for now. And remember, whatever you do this weekend that Zooms, make sure you do it safe. And that's a wrap.